I'm starting.
you'll be able to have an idea of what exactly do I need to do when it comes to my career growth? What are some of the things that are within my hands? And are they workable? Do they really work out? So, for my introduction, you realize that I not just speak about this from the theoretical bit of it, but I have actually lived the journey. And this journey has been because I have leveraged on certain principles, which I want to basically share with you. So, when somebody speaks about career, so we choose a given line of profession, and today I'm very privileged to be speaking to people who are IT auditors and or IT specialists, whatever kind of career you're in. I know we have quite other people that may not be specifically in IT, but we chose the line where we are. But as we chose the line where we are, how do we propel ourselves to get the best out of us being who we are today? And it's not just about limited to our technical competence of, let's say, just being IT auditors, but what is able to propel us, because it doesn't mean that the top is only limited to people in marketing, people in finance. We want to see even IT auditors rising to CEO level, rising to director level, to play at that kind of level. So what exactly do we need to be able to do? So that is all that my conversation is going to be able to rotate around. So I want to start with a simple question here. Your career growth, whose responsibility? So this is one thing that at one point in time you might have asked yourself, whose responsibility is it for your career growth? When you join a new organization, whose responsibility is it for you to grow from officer or auditor to become manager, to become director? Whose responsibility? Of course, there are quite a number of responses here, and you can just share some in the chat box. But I want to say that you, the number one driver when it comes to your career growth. You need to be able to, I usually say, you need to be able to get to the in the driver's seat. And what this means is that it's not about your supervisor, it's not about the HR, it's not about the head of department. It is your responsibility to get in the driver's seat of your career. And why this is something that I want to share with you is because sometimes we think that people are prioritizing our career growth and we leave it to them, yet we forget that they also have priorities. And if I am a staff and I have people that I supervise, my career growth comes a priority. So the same thing for you as well. Your career growth becomes a priority for you first. So it's very important to know that yes, people can support you. Your supervisor can support you. The head of department can push you. HR can speak for you. But you need to be able to show that I'm in the driver's seat. Why it's very important to get the driver's seat? Look at this. Um, you may find, and you might have had some people, I have been in this job for the last 10 years. I have been in the same position, doing the same tasks. What does that mean? It means that I have not moved. Yes, you might have been in the same position, but have you done something extra away from your role? Have you gotten to a point in time where you say, can I support on this? Have you added a new skill that you've been able to demonstrate to your supervisor or to your HR that you can actually do another responsibility? Have you volunteered either internally or externally? Have you grown professionally? Have you added a professional training or professional course like uh, Isaka, what have you exactly done within that period? Because that's a question, that's a big question. So, why it's very important to be in the driver's seat is because there are certain things that no one else will do for you, but you will do for them. And when you get in the driver's seat, it even helps the other people to be able to now use all that you have been able to put together to be able to support you. So that is what it means to get in the driver's seat. So to get in the driver's seat means that you are intentional. Now, whenever we speak about intentionality, means that you're not leaving the wind direct you. You are saying, I'm going to do this professional training and I need to give it this amount of time. I need to add a new qualification. I need to learn a new skill. I need to have a mentor. Intentionality means that you're not just moving by whatever the day brings for you, but you're very intentional. You're intentional about the organizations you join and the roles that you take on. You're intentional about the relationships that you build. You're intentional about the groups, the professional bodies that you join. Intentionality helps to propel you to where you want to be. Now, there are quite a number of people that have a lot of desire. I desire to be here. I desire to be a manager. I desire to work for a multinational, but they are not intentional. Now, intentionality goes beyond desire, goes beyond the aspect of saying, this is what I want. It's about even taking the action to say, now, this is my goal. This is where I want to be. This is who I am. You know, sometimes in your career growth, you need to get to a point in time where you understand you as an individual. I work in a professional services firm where most of our recruitments are for graduates that enter the organization just immediately after university. When these enter, they enter all at the same level, but within a period of 5 years, even 5 years is far. 3 years, 5 years, 6 years. Mostly, it's very common that nearly all of them will be totally at different levels in terms of their career growth. Why? Because career growth is personal. Yes, you may be even doing the same kind of roles, but you have different skills you have gained along the way. You have different experiences. You have different ambitions. So knowing yourself is very important. Now, I know most times many people, sometimes when it comes to knowing themselves, they feel disadvantaged. Disadvantaged, I do not have a degree, I do not have a master's, I'm not working for a corporate organization, I don't think my boss likes me. So there are those aspects that come in there. But one of the things that I want to say is that as you understand yourself, then you know that this is what will now take me to where I want to be. If you're at the same level within an organization, sometimes you need to understand that you have a unique journey, you have a unique background, and you have a unique trajectory in terms of how far you can actually go. So knowing yourself is very important. But in the same way, one of the other things that you also need to know is, of course, you have your experiences, and these experiences could be where you have worked. It could be the skills that you've attained along the journey, and so on. All those come into the aspect of being intentional. And then, of course, knowing that although we are in the driver's seat, the car is not empty. The car has the co-driver, and this could be your supervisor, because they have quite uh, a bigger hand in your trajectory within the organization. You have other people, stakeholders in the backyard, whom you're driving, and these influence how you're actually going. So, what are you exactly doing? Are you leaning on people, and not only just leaning people on people? Are you being a shoulder that other people can actually lean on? And we shall dig into deep why this is very quite important. And in case this is speaking to your heart, feel free to just share in the comment sections what your thoughts are when it comes to each of these aspects. So intentionality is very important, but intentionality involves certain things. And these are certain things that we just want to now think through. There are quite a number of things that I'm going to just to discuss. but they all encompass this journey of being intentional, but also of working and helping you onto the trajectory of becoming and positioning yourself for career growth. Now, uh, your technical skills quite important, and I like the fact that Isaka provides us with the technical skills. Even our previous trainings, either you did a degree or you've done that a short course, it's giving us the technical skills. Now, friends, if you want to position yourself for your career growth, there are things that are not optional, and one of them is your technical skills. What gives you value and what helps you demonstrate value to your employer are your technical skills. So, and your technical skills are not standard in terms of it is continuous. When you an employee that wants to prepare yourself for career growth, you need to continuously build your technical skills. And that is why even when you have your CISA qualification, you need to make sure that you're continuously adding onto yourself when it comes to building your skills. Now, these skills are not just built onto the day-to-day work or the trainings that are provided by your employer. These skills also entail skills that you look out for by yourself. And this could be as simple as going to YouTube to learn how people are doing things, reading that blog, going ahead to attend a training. In our Ellen age, we are privileged that the internet has given us equality when it comes to access to training. And it's not just about the money that you have, it's about being intentional to say, I'm going to learn something new. I'm going to go ahead to enroll for that training. I'm going to make myself much better. One of the things that I usually do every time I enter a new role, my question is, what does it require me to be the best at this role? Sometimes we enter new roles and yes, we have told the story on our resumes, but sometimes it does not reflect on exactly what we can do. So you need to now get down to understand, what do I need? And these technical skills are not just for the role that you're holding right now. It is even for the roles that are ahead of you. You see, when I see a job advert that is for a role that I'm underqualified, one of the things that I'm usually interested in, it is that section onto that job advert that has technical skills required. I'm always curious to understand, what does the next level of my career require? In the next 3, 5 years, I want to be a CFO. What key skills do I need to become a CFO? I'm not just waiting for the time when I get to CFO and start developing the skills. I'm looking forward to, what kind of skills do I need? What this does for you is that it helps increase your value, but it would also be an indication to your employer that you're ready for growth. I'll give you an example. When I was done with my CPA course, and I'll just speak about this since this is my professional training that I did. What I did, I went on to share my qualification certificate with my finance director. I wrote an email, copied in HR, and say, I've recently acquired this new qualification, and I'm available to be able to take on different key tasks that could align to this new qualification. When I shared this with my leadership team, they now started positioning me. They gave me opportunities to be able to now do beyond what I was doing, because I had now gotten the technical skills that they require. So it is very important for you to update these technical skills and let the people around you also know that you have these technical skills. Quite important. The other, of course, is the soft skills. So I cannot speak about the technical skills and I forget about the soft skills. Now, quite important, many of us would have these technical skills. We are so much good. When it comes to that system, we are the guys that can get into the system and break it down like no other. But sadly, we lack the soft skills. When it comes to time management, you're the guy who submits that report 10 minutes after, and you're apologizing for the late submission. When it comes to aspects of teamwork, you're the guy who just wants to work alone. You do not want to work with other people. When it comes to emotional intelligence, you cannot read the environment. You cannot speak. You're not good at public speaking. When you're given an opportunity to present in a meeting, you have done a very good work, but it's only at that point in time that you cannot present it. And another person will be called upon to present within your department, and they will take the credit. Even when they mention your name, you're better at it when you present it yourself. So soft skills are very quite important. And why have I gone here to emphasize prioritizing your soft skills gaps is that as an individual, you know yourself. You know that you cannot speak be, before 5 or 10 people. You know that when it comes to collaboration, you're struggling. You're struggling with aligning with different people. I usually tell people that there are no hard people to work with. And all the people that you may say that are hard to work with, there are people that have worked with them and have not found any issues with them. Learn how to work with people. Your interpersonal skills, very important. Boost your personal public speaking skills. They're quite important in this L&H. Presentation for an auditor like you is very important. So there are quite a number of skills. Do that self-assessment. Often we get feedback from people, either it's within our employment reviews. There are even people that are very honest with you that will give you the feedback. Continuously, you're able to realize yourselves. Of course, there are also assessments that can help you, but continuously, you're seeing that you have an issue when it comes to this area. So there are quite a number of other soft skills that you can think about, but these are the ones that we can think about in the IT world. You need to ensure that you're tapping into aspects that you can grow your soft skills that can help you deliver your career well, even if it's report writing, project management, and there are quite a number still of materials that can help you grow these skills. And you can also find a mentor, you can find a coach to help you grow. There's nothing like I was born like this. I'll tell you myself, before um, about about 15 years back, I was this person who could not even put up my hand. For every meeting I would go to, the back was my comfort zone. I don't want to sit in front so that I'm chosen to be able to speak. But I've gotten myself out of the way to say, this is a weakness. I have low self esteem, but this will not take me anywhere. I need to get out of my comfort zone. Sometimes in developing some of these skills, especially the soft skills, will require you to get out of yourself out of the comfort zone to develop those habits. I know some of you have read about the atomic habits. It's very important for you to get yourself out of this comfort zone and try out these things. Progressively, you'll actually get better at them. So prioritizing your soft skills is very important for you. And then exceptional
Yeah.
performance. Yes.
Yes, my son is moving.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Share them again. Okay. Are we following the session? What have we learned so far? We just see some aspects in the chat box. Please let me know that you can see the slides.
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, so this was about the technical skills, and now the soft skills. Are you able to see the soft skills slide?
It's technical that it's currently on.
Pardon?
It's the technical skills. Boost your technical skills.
Okay, it's boost your technical skills.
Okay.
Okay.
Now it's now it's
Now
okay.
it's now it's there. Okay, good. I think it would be a technical glitch, but we shall move along the journey. So I was just trying to speak about the soft skills, and I think you've been able to grasp some of them as I've tried to mention these. But I now want to move to the next slide, and I think it will move. So the other one to speak about is exceptional performance. Now, exceptional performance is one aspect that sometimes we underscore when it comes to how far our career would go. We desire to get to the top, but we are not willing to go through the process. Uh, Somebody mentioned and said,
Someone,
we, we
sorry to
desire to
interrupt.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. The thing is requesting if you can switch off your camera to enable the data bandwidth and then put the slides in presentation mode.
Okay. Today I have IT people, so they are very good at these things, so they understand. Just let me know that you can see my slides.
Yes, we are not checking presentation mode.
Okay, there seems to be a time lag, but I think let's proceed. They'll be able to show
Okay.
as I speak through.
All right. Oh,
Okay, so I was speaking about exceptional performance, and I've just tried to put a few pictures together. You'll be able to see them. Now, why exceptional performance is very important. Uh, the reason why you're hired is because you have to deliver. So, in most times, we we would want to deliver as per our job description. And there's a saying that says that your job description rewards you with your monthly pay. Well, going beyond your job description is what gets you promoted. Now, I have just showed myself, I am one of those individuals that I always want to give the best to whatever I do. And at the workplace, one of the things that I usually try to do is to find out to see what is needed for me to be an exceptional performer. Because believe me, what is going to enable you be spoken about in rooms where you're not is exceptional performance. What is going to help you be recommended for a training that no one else is going for is exceptional performance. What is going to help you be able to move to the next step when your, let's say, your supervisor leaves the organization is exceptional performance. So exceptional performance is non-negotiable. I know that we have this saying of I do what others do. I deliver the reports. I do. You're different, and you need to bring your A game when it comes to your performance at work. Now, this comes at a cost, definitely, in terms of one, you need to, like I said, you need to build your skills, soft technical skills. In the same way, you need to be able to, as well, ensure that you understand what task is in your hand and see how am I delivering this? What exactly am I doing to ensure that I'm actually giving the best? So it's quite important for you. And for me, I live by the mantra that I do not just need to be part of the rest. And of course, there are struggles. For me, I'll tell you that you don't start from the top, you start from the bottom, and you continuously grow through feedback from people, through understanding what key technical skills you need, building relationships. All that puts you ahead. So exceptional performance is quite very important. And then, of course, one of the other thing that is quite important here is definitely building the relationships. Um, Relationships are very key. When I started this webinar, I said you're positioning yourself for career growth, but you're not alone in this organization. And your career growth, although you're in the driver's seat, and as we've called it, you're in the driver's seat, doesn't mean that being in the driver's seat will control everything, because you have passengers, you have co-drivers. These are people who are going to, in one way or the other, affect your career growth. So one of the key things you need to do is to build relationships. Build relationships with the people that lead you, your leaders, your supervisors. Build relationships with the people you lead. So in most cases, uh, we underscore the relationships with the people we lead, because we are a mirror of our team members. And if we are a mirror of our team members, means that how far we can go is influenced by the people that are even below us. So it's quite important to build relationships with these people, understand them, see how to support them, and definitely that will help you to be able to also be elevated. And of course, the other aspect here is that you're not just developing relationships with your direct team members, your leader, or the people that you're supervising, across the entire organization. And for you as IT auditors or whatever kind of career you're in, you know, you understand very well that you're a support team. You work with quite a number of people around. So it's very important for you to build these relationships even outside your department, to see which people have the influence as well. You know, sometimes we need to understand that in every organization, there are what we call decision makers. There are people that are very influential. And then there are also what we call sponsors. There are also people that are going to just be standing for you, people that are going to be in, speak about you in those rooms where you may not be. In an organization, you need to have such kind of people. Have mentors, have somebody whom you get down to ask, how do you make it? How did you get to where you are? In every new organization you join, find a buddy, a career buddy, somebody to be able to share with, get their perspectives. All that helps you on your journey to career growth and positioning yourself for career growth, because these are the same people that are going to speak about you. These are people who are going to support you. They will be able to give you that feedback that you need to be able to grow. They are going to be able to recommend you to trainings. They are going to be able to bring opportunities to you. Don't be, and building relationships not just at work. You need also to build relationships even beyond work. And beyond work means that you're empathetic and you understand people are human. The people that you're working with are human. And that means that they have life even outside work. Just being able to attend somebody's event, either it's a wedding or a birthday party, being able to call them in those sorrow moments helps you build these relationships. Quite important. And of course, in this L age, we cannot underscore uh, the other networks, the professional networks. Away from the organization, we have the networks that are outside. So the professional networks could be, for example, the Isaka Kampala chapter, but there are quite a number of others that you can be able to leverage on. It could be industry networks. It could be social networks, like we are in the era of social media. And I cannot leave this presentation without emphasizing the importance of LinkedIn in our professional journey. I've been privileged to connect with quite a number of people on LinkedIn, and I have been able to get uh, very many opportunities, including consulting opportunities, including job opportunities that have actually gotten even up to hiring level. Professional networking is very important. Who you know matters. And within your networking, it's quite important not to be a value seeker, but also be somebody who is bringing something to the table. Now, for me to get to this webinar was through the aspect of being willing to serve, being willing to give off my knowledge, giving yourself outside there into service propels you for career growth than you can imagine. I have gone for different events, been called to speak on different events, and one or two opportunities have gotten out of that. So it's quite important for you to leverage on professional networking, even outside the organization. Make sure that you're active. Let people know you. If it's LinkedIn, share content that demonstrates you as competent in your profession. Connect with the people that are within your line of career. Connect with people that outside your line of career. It will put you ahead. A few days back, uh, somebody reached out to me. They were looking for a financial planner, somebody who did financial analysis and planning. And in this, they made this statement to say, I'm looking for this person, and the person you give me, I'll not even do, let's say, an open advert. Once you give me somebody and you know that they are really very good, I'll proceed to be able to just do a few assessments, and I'll definitely hire them because I trust you and I trust your professionalism. So if I didn't have anyone in my network in that line, this would have been a missed opportunity to someone. But what does this mean? It means that you are a thought leader within even your area of competence. People do not have to think twice about what you can do. People do not have to think twice about your integrity. People do not have to think twice about your skills. You have demonstrated. So, quite important. And this is where your personal branding comes in as well. Ensure that you're developing a personal branding that people trust. Even with the internal relationship, your personal branding also gets along in the organization. What do people know John for? What do people know Brenda for? That is quite important, and we cannot just underscore that. And of course, the other, when it comes to our career, have a family support system. So I know that most of us that are on this call are at an age where we either have families we come from, we have parents, or we have families that we support, our children, our spouses. Now, at this time of our career, it's quite important for us to appreciate that we cannot walk this journey in isolation of our families. And I know we have this notion of work-life balance, and for many, this is a struggle. Now, as you want to get to the top, you need a support system. You need people that you cling to, that are within your closeness. And this may not mean that if you're not married, you need to marry. Like I said, the support system is beyond just your direct family. This can also be friends around you, mentors around you. This could be any person whom you can call family. It's very important within our career. When we have challenges, these are our go to people. When we need people to stand in for us when it comes to affairs, either at home, we have people. When it comes to a recommendation for, let's say, for a job, you have people that you can actually go to.
I
So
heard someone.
quite important for us as well.
I
Yes.
heard someone.
Okay. Somebody was trying to say something. I don't know if you can hear me.
No, it's okay. You can proceed. You are getting off.
Okay. Okay. So I was trying to say having a family support system is quite important when it comes to our careers. So ensure that you have one. Now, now that we have learned more about some of these aspects, there are quite a number of them: professional networking, relationships, exceptional performance, soft skills, technical skills. There are quite a number of others. And then the family support system. Now, I want us now to get down to how do we set our career goals. So we have all these aspirations: family, professional, internal, exceptional performance. But we want to make sure that we are able to not just have these as wishes, but we are working our journey to be able to create the life that we want, to create the careers that we want. And this is where the smart career objectives come in. I know when somebody speaks about smart, this is something that you have heard about, the smart objectives. Now, when it comes to your career, why we still speak about smart here is that it's not just a wish list, but it is something that we can put down on paper to say, this is what I want to be known for. This is what I want to be known as. These are the organizations I want to work for. These are the positions I want to hold. This is the kind of leader I want to be. I want to say that when I started out my career journey, it was not clear in terms of what I wanted to be. I know I wanted to be somebody to grow with my profession, but it was not clear. And I will give you an example. There's a time when I got a role in a totally different profession, that was sales and marketing. And this was with a top global oil company. And I was, do I want to run a sales career, marketing career, even with my finance aspiration? So all this comes in, our careers, when we are building our careers, we have quite a number of winds blowing in different directions. We have quite a number of opportunities that come out our way. We have quite a number of people that will influence through their decisions, through their advice. We have quite a number of things that come along our way. But we need to be clear. Like I said, we need to be intentional on what we need to achieve out of our careers. And when you setting your smart career goals, you need to clear in this state what is your goal. I'll give you an example. Uh, about I think about 7 years back, my desire was to lead the finance department because that's my career. So I wanted to go through my career very fast. Uh, I wanted to ensure that by certain age I should have led. a finance team. And after leading my finance team, I need to be able to move out and do consultancy. So the journey has not been very straight, but in one or the other, there are certain career decisions that I made along the way that actually propelled me. There are opportunities that I declined along the way, even when they could offer me something better than I was earning, because my eyes were on the prize. Now, you need to understand where do you want to be. If it means that you're going to remain in the IT space and grow to become director IT, that could be your line. If you want to now get into more of internal audit and you want to get in there, that is you. If you want to now get into aspects of AI and so on, that is you. So you need to be able to understand what is your goal. Be specific. IT audit is quite broad. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to specialize in? Important. And then get down to measure it. How are you going to measure your success? And now this is when you say within 5 years, within 10 years. Now, I know when we are setting these goals, one of the things that is within our mind is like, even if I set these things 10 years, how many years? These things I do not have control over them. That is sometimes what comes into our minds. But then we forget that there are certain things that we can influence, and these goals are going to help us in decision making to what we can actually do. So, having something that is measurable helps you to be able to even evaluate yourself on how you've moved and what exactly you can do to get yourself out there. And then we have the aspect of attainable. Now, you need to be realistic to say, this is what I want to achieve, but is it realistic? Is it achievable? I want to become director in a multinational firm within the next 5 years. Is it attainable? Do you have what it takes? Like I told you, do you have those technical skills that candidates for such roles should have? So you need to be very realistic with yourself. In the same way, you need to be able to be relevant. Set goals that are relevant to your career. I would like to complete my CISA course within the next 1 year. How does that link into your aspiration of uh, being a leading internal auditor or IT auditor? Relevance is quite very important. And that is why you see you do not just jump onto that MBA because everyone is going for. You may choose and say, for me, I'm going to do masters in of science in information systems and technology. I'm not going to go for the MBA. And if everyone is going for the MBA, yours to say, or going for the MS Science, yours to say, my desire is to grow beyond this internal audit thing. Within the 5 years, I should be getting down to leading a team department. I should be moving. There are quite a number of opportunities that are in this organization. I'm not going to be doing this. I need now to go and learn some strategy. That is you. It's relevant to your career direction. And of course, time based. Always have that aspect of this is what I want to achieve within this time frame. Do not just leave things to play. Sometimes when you set these timelines, they hold you accountable. You're like, I want to achieve this within this timeline. You work towards it, you make a way. I know we live in environments where we are very busy. Our careers have taken a lot of our time. But we need to remember that despite being busy, despite different priorities, you're getting married, you're bearing children, you have different, you want to build, you want to buy a car, you want to ensure that even your career goals have some element of time in them. So that is quite important. Don't just leave this to I'll start this course, and the course has this time frame. Have those timelines that stretch you, that push you. Because you see, when it comes to this professional course, the faster you do them, the better. At my current workplace, before you become, say, a senior, you need to have minimum of the professional qualification. So it means that if you don't have a professional qualification, it's limiting your next growth. It's already a parameter put there. And even when you look at some of these adverts, they are clearly telling you that you cannot go beyond just with your degree. You need to have this. So the earlier you have some of these things, the earlier you see that your goals are met, the better. Even when it comes to the organization, if I join an organization and my desire is to uh, move to next level within the next 2 years, I usually give myself 2 years. 2 years should be minimum for me to jump into another position or take on other responsibilities. And when it comes to career growth, sometimes people think it's about um, moving to the next position. It's not moving to the next position only, because there are organizations where you, based on the department, some of our professions are not like sales people or marketing people, where you have quite a number of them. You'll find that you can only grow to the next role, and that is it. And even the next person ahead of you is not moving to the next role. So you need to be able to get to a point of time and say, and evaluate and see, if I do not go to the next role, how can I still take advantage of my career growth? Sometimes usually interview some candidates, and the candidate is telling you they have been in this role for this quite a while, and say, you've been in this role for the last 10 years. Uh, have you been doing the same thing? What different aspects has come through within your career? So you need to understand that, am I either I've attained a new skill, I've taken on an extra role, I've led a project, I have gone on to lead a cross-functional team, I have volunteered outside into a professional body. Your career has propelled despite you being at the same position because of the other things that you've actually done. So that is quite important. And of course, being able to also understand that if you are the peak of where you can go when it comes to where you are in an organization, knowing when to leave is also quite important, and knowing when how long to stay is quite important. And this does not mean that you're staying in a position for 1 year and you're now running for the next. I know our generation is known for always looking for the next promotion, but we need to be able to get ready for the promotion. And that is why it's quite important for us to get down to uh, some of the other aspects that we just talked about that get us to the top. So it's not just about the desire to get the next level, but are you ready for the next level? Are you ready when it comes to your skills? Are you ready to take on leadership? You're going to lead in a team. Are you ready to hold that responsibility? So readiness in our growth within our careers is very important as well. Now, as I conclude, I know we have shared quite a number of things. And like I said, your career growth, whose responsibility? Your responsibility. I have worked in places, I've worked with people that support career growth. I've worked in places where it is the reverse. I have worked with people that are intentional about their career growth. I have also worked with people that go by whatever is available. They just do their work and they look on. Every time they are blaming that my boss is not favoring me, I'm not getting the opportunity because uh, they don't like me. All these things can happen. but you are in the driver's seat. If the road that you're on feels it has a lot of holes and seems to have a lot of jam on it, find another alternative route. Think outside, like don't just get too comfortable. I know we trust a lot and sometimes we are disappointed. Know when to trust and read the environment when you can. I've worked with organizations that have left the industry. I've left Uganda based on our economic terms. And I've worked with colleagues that uh, had very good career growth progressions and just came to a standstill. Read the environment to see, just like the way I know most of us drive, when you drive the car, there are a lot of things around you. There are other drivers, people who are competing with you on the same. There is the road that you're on. There are traffic officers. There are quite a number of factors in there that could influence your journey. But when you get down to into the driver's seat, you know the speed to move at. You know the shortcuts to take. You know where to look. You know whom to ask. The mentors come through. You know what exactly you need to do to service your journey. You know, you have quite a number of things that can actually take you forward. So, friends, we can speak about career growth, and there are quite a number of things. There are quite a number of experiences that you have as an individual. But if I was to summarize what it means by positioning yourself for career growth, I would say that it is your responsibility. Get in the driver's seat of your career, and no matter what happens with you, be resilient, be proactive, understand that this is your journey, this is your personal journey. Find the right support system, walk this journey with passion. Whatever you're doing, if you do not, like uh, Steve Jobs says, if you've not found something you're passionate about, then you should continue looking for it. Because when you find something that you love, you will never work a day in life. Find passion in what you do, love what you do, and love your whole journey, your career, your responsibility. Thank you so much for listening to me, and it's my pleasure to speak to you today. Thank you, and over to you, moderator.
Thank you. Colleagues, just join me with those virtual hand claps just to celebrate Samuel for this amazing talk. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. It's amazing. It's important for us to find passion and to love. I think for me, my wake up call or point was when you said we spent over 40 years in the career. So it had better be valuable, it had better be rewarding. So, guys, I don't know at what point you are at. Are you in that place where you feel rewarded? Are you happy about where you are? I don't know where you are at, but I think from this talk, it's an opportunity for us to rewrite our stories. It's an opportunity for us to get into those driver's seats, which is my seat, and make a difference in our lives. I'll just share a story. Recently, I was at a tea station, just making my tea, and a colleague came and asked me, Doreen, where do you see me in the next 5 years? And I just laughed. I said, me seeing you. And so when you said no one no one is prioritizing you, you had better prioritize yourself. That moment just came back to me, and it's so true. No one is looking out for you. No one is prioritizing you. Everyone is focusing about themselves. So that is so true. And thank you so much, so much. for sharing your journey with us. I'll just share some feedback that is coming back from the team. Noah Peter says, if you want to grow your career, if you want to grow career-wise, you have to do continuous capacity building, boosting your skills. Guys, as I read through this, you could kindly share your questions in the chat. Um, Kenneth says, it's my pleasure. Thanks for the great topic. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, and so many more. Guys are very appreciative of your submission. Thank you so much, Samuel. I think one of the questions that I have that has come to my inbox is, please talk about technical skills versus experience. I might have more experience in the field that I'm in, but I less of the technical. And you stressed a lot about the technical skills. How does one balance? And that's key, because sometimes we recruit and the person has all the technical skills that tick, that they reach into the environment and you're like, oh my God, I made a blunder. So because the person doesn't have the experience to action. So how does one balance and become more effective in that area? Yeah. And then the other question was, I think, how do I understand where I need to go? Is there like a self audit I can do to just assess myself and see what are the gaps and how can I move forward from there? And maybe you can respond to those as we wait for more questions to come through. Thank you.
Uh, okay. Thank you so much, Doreen, for those questions. I want to say that it's a pleasure, and thanks for the comments that have been shared. Please keep them coming through, and I'm glad that this presentation has been helpful to each one of you. So I want to speak about balancing between technical skills and experience. And I'm going to share a few examples here, also even relating to my career, but also relating to a number of people that I've either worked with as a mentor, but also as a leader. So we have the technical skills. Definitely, technical skills come first. And for many people that let's say you're 5 years in your profession, uh, and you've not yet gotten the right experience. And I know we also have quite a number of people who have spent 10 years into employment, but only 3 years are relevant experience. So of course, if you have the technical skills, it's a plus. But if you have applied the technical skills somewhere, it's actually a double plus. Why this is very important is because the employer is not just looking for your technical skills, they are looking for the aspect that you have actually done the work before. So for most people, because I have not gotten an opportunity to do the work, maybe because you've not yet gotten that opportunity that utilizes your technical skills, we get ourselves held back. My advice would be for you as a profession to be able to see how can I put my skills to work despite have not yet gotten the opportunity to. And this could be supporting on a volunteering project. There are organizations that may not afford you, but they can actually take you on as a volunteer. They can also take on you as a consultant. And this is what I talked about in terms of your networks. You just being part of the project gives you the technical skills experience. And in the same way, of course, prioritize roles that are able to give you the technical competence. Sometimes in our careers, we usually have that kind of conflict between money and our technical skills because the job you've gotten another job that is giving you maybe 50, 20% plus, and you leave a role that was actually going to build your technical skills. So it's quite important. If you somebody like me who is working now with professional services firm, if anyone has gone through an environment like I'm in for 5 years without moving in different places, believe me, those people will never struggle when it comes to aspects of technical skills because they have dedicated their time to learn this. So that is quite important. Build your technical skills, but also find ways of how to put your technical skills into practice. If you're in an organization, like maybe Doreen's organization, and you do not have an opportunity to put your technical skills, reach out and say, can I support on this project? Present yourself. And sometimes even being able to, like I gave you an example, some people do not know that you actually have the skills. So being able to put yourself outside there for people to know, even when it comes to your LinkedIn and so on, people need to know your technical skills. So I would say that they are both important, and you need to ensure that as you build your technical skills, as you're putting time to do that CISA course, you're also prioritizing to find opportunities that are able to build your technical competence. Because at the end of the day, you do not just want to hold that qualification, but when you've not done anything in that line. So volunteer, look out for opportunities that build your skills, even when they're not paying you so much. You're getting the opportunity to build your skills. So that is what I can say about that. There was a second question of how do you know?
Samuel,
Yes.
thank you. Let me read the other questions and then you just answer. You paraphrase and answer them at once because we are running out of
Okay.
time. Yes. So Natasha says, what advice would you give to someone who is not good in public speaking? If so, please provide resources to use. Thank you, Natasha, for that. Um, Peter says, how can one effectively showcase their technical skills to employers in order to negotiate for a better salary or position advancement? I think you touched that, but you can also say comment. Then Coach Samuel from Viola. I started my career in 2017. My college, from my college, my head teacher trusted me and offered me employment. Right now, I am 7 years in the same field, but in the same organization, but I'm not growing professionally. Why? How can I grow my profession? And then,
Okay. Okay. Can I go for those?
oh, yes, so,
Okay. I want just to summarize this. So, how can I position myself, or how do I know where to go? That was one of the questions that was asked. So, I want to say that um, sit down and reflect, like Doreen shared, and say, 10 years in time, what do I need to be doing? And this also goes down to understanding yourself and say, today I'm 35 years old. In the next 10 years, I would be 45 years old. In the next 15 years, I'll be 50 years old. So I have a 15 years active time to be able to achieve certain things. So, what do I need to achieve within these next 15 years? And you break it down in terms of this is what I want to achieve in the next 5 years. This is what I want to achieve in the next 10 years. This is what I want to achieve in the next 15 years. Maybe the next 15 years, I see myself sitting on different boards. I see myself as an industry expert speaking at conferences. I see myself leading one of the organizations. I see myself starting my consulting business. This is what I see within the next 15 years. In the next 10 years, I see myself growing as a director, growing as a manager. So at different stage of your life, you have where you want to go. But all these feed into your entire life of where you want to go. So it's quite important for you to know that direction. In regards to, of course, like I said, some of these skills that you need to move along this journey is public speaking. And somebody asked, how do I use, what do I do to really improve my public speaking? Start with the small meetings. You see those meetings at home, at work, in church, can help you to be able to build your confidence. Sometimes I usually say that face your fears. If you feel you're struggling to put up that hand, raise it up and they'll actually pick you and you gain confidence. And then the other thing is understand what you're going to speak about. Become so good that when somebody just tickles you to speak about something, you can be able to speak it with confidence. There is nothing that beats the fear of public speaking, like having the confidence in what you're actually going to say. So that is very quite important. And then, how do I now showcase my skills to my employer for salary advancement? So I said your job gives you an advantage to do to show your skills. But if your job is not providing you that advantage, reach out to people to give you work that relates that. Bring initiatives. It could be something that is not within the organization that you think could add value. Bring that initiative within the organization, and believe me, it will really propel you. The people now seeing you as a person of value, as somebody who would like to advance the organization. And at the time when you asking for an advancement or they're actually increasing salaries, believe me, you will be a priority because they know that you're a person that they cannot let go. And then somebody asks, they have been in a position for 7 years. What can they do to be able to now grow? Now, career growth is two things. It's either internal within the organization or outside the organization. I said internally, even if you're in the same position, you should be learning something new. You should be growing your skills. You should be growing your competencies because that is the same thing that will help you get yourself into the next organization. Your current position is very important, just as your aspirations, because whatever is going to get you to the top is actually your current role. If you're not doing your current role well, you cannot aspire to get the next one. I usually give a notion of, in school we used to have ed teachers, and then we used to have those teachers that behave like ed teachers. So they are school, there are teachers that would find you on the compound and ask you why you're on the compound. And then there are those teachers that will just come around, see you around playing, and they will mind their business. Be that employer that starts living your next role in your current role. Be that proactive person who is not just leaving that customer to struggle because it's not your responsibility, but you're there. Initiatives and proactiveness is going to propel you. But of course, even in your job strategy, your LinkedIn is very important, your CV is very important, your cover letter is very important. And those are topics that we can go over and over them. I do quite a number of videos on my YouTube channel. You can be able to just find Coach Samuel Ivanda, where I speak about some of these subjects in detail. So it's just about you and you, the person in the driver's seat. Reach out for whatever you feel like you do not know. Reach out to people, talk to people, find mentors, find coaches that can help you identify the things that you do not see. A coach is like that person who helps you find the right key on a bunch of keys, and you don't have to spend a lot of time to figure it out. Over to you,
Wow.
Doreen.
Wow. Thank you so much, Samuel. And thank you, our members who are attending. Thank you so much for the questions. I believe we can interact with Coach Samuel on his site, watch the videos, and I think his contact can also be provided. And his contact is actually on his LinkedIn. So if you reach out, you will be able to reach out to him. Thank you so much, Samuel. I'll just end with a quote.
Doreen,
Yes,
there is a
please.
question.
Do we still
Somebody
have
has
time?
just asked, can you provide insights into the future of work and how individuals can position themselves for success in a rapidly evolving professional landscape?
Okay. John, can you take that question? You can attend. Okay.
Okay.
It's somewhere.
Yes,
Okay, just
Brenda.
give it like a minute. A minute. because we are
Yes,
running out of time.
yes, Doreen. It's okay.
Yes, thank you very much, Doreen and Coach Samuel. Unfortunately, we are running out of time. We have
Okay.
only 4 minutes to end the session. I would request that whoever has asked that question can reach out to Coach Samuel directly through his LinkedIn, and then they can pick it up from there. It's my humble advice because
Yeah, thank
we're
you.
really running out of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. I think I will at this point hand over to you, John. I just wanted to let the people know that there's a book called The Power of Intentionality. It's a handbook. It just talks about the different skills we've been talking about. If you want it, you can just inbox me and I'll give you a reference. Thank you. And back to you, John.
Okay, once again, thank you very much, Coach Samuel, and thank you very much for that great presentation. It's been quite some time. I reached out to Coach Samuel some time back, I think around last year, and we've been planning this over and over, and finally he accepted to give us this presentation. I must say it's been great time waiting, and we finally gotten the best out of it. Thank you very much, Coach Samuel, and hopefully we shall get in touch for more sessions to come. Doreen, thank you very much for the great work of moderating the session. We're always privileged to have you members to volunteer and moderate sessions such as this. And please always accept our invitations when we reach out to you. I won't go so much into the other nitty-gritties. Let's just go straight into the announcements. So we have our CISA and CISM exam preparation classes going on from 20th April to 18th May and 20th April to 11th May 2024. That is for CISA and CISM respectively. Please get in touch with the secretariat so that you can register and be part of those classes. Members, we are having our 13th annual East Africa Information Security Conference from the 18th to 20th September 2024. Please mark your calendars and be part of that great event. We are behind the scenes preparing very, very interesting things for you for this event, and trust me, you will not live the same. We are lining up quite a number of activities for that conference, and I know at the end of the day, we shall have an impact at our workplaces. Then we're having our upcoming webinar on the 25th of April, 2024. Usual time, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Please be part of that webinar. We are running on the theme, Managing Trust, Identity, and Access, and it will be presented by Mr. Lloyd Sentongo, moderated by Mr. Alan Mohumuza. Then we're having our Isaka Kampala chapter annual general meeting. That will be on the Friday, 26th of April, 2024 at Hotel Africana, starting at 6:30 p.m. Members, kindly let's be part of that event. Let's be part of that meeting. We shall have the presentation of the annual report, then the auditor's report, and also the election of the new chapter board directors for 2024 to 2026. Thank you very much, members. Kindly let me hand over to our chapter secretary to take us to the next level, to the next segment. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ms. Rita Kobsinja. Yes, Rita, you.
Okay, sorry
Okay.
about that.
Yes, you can get him. Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. You're audible.
Hello.
Yes, Rita, you're audible. You're audible enough.
John, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Rita. Rita, I can hear you. We can hear you very well. Rita, Rita, we can hear you. Please speak. Rita?
Okay,
Okay.
about the network.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much, Samuel, Coach Samuel, for the insightful presentation.
You're welcome, Rita.
Thank you once again, Shamash, for the insightful presentation. Indeed, I was impressed and I was touched when you said that your career growth is your responsibility and always find passion in what you do. And having said that, I just know that success is not just about climbing the ladder, it's about positioning yourself on the right ladder for your unique journey of growth. And I love it when Doris said that your career is your business. It's not time for you to manage it as a CEO. Once again, thank you very much. Allow me at this time to welcome and to thank the committee members on call this evening. We have the president of the ISACA South Africa chapter. Thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Kenneth Paliam, thank you for being with us. We have Mr. Bernard Arenaite on call. He's the member of the communications and marketing committee. We have Mr. Brian Ritebembera. He's the member of the events committee, education and events committee. We have Mr. Lubega Joseph, membership director. We have Doshima Dayo Ayowali from Abuja chapter. You're most welcome. She's the She Leads director, Abuja chapter. You're most welcome. Thank you. And before I invite the president or the vice president to give us the closing remarks, please, Coach Samuel, can you give us your parting?
Okay. Thank you, Rita, for the comments, and thanks, colleagues, for all that you have learned from the session. And it's been quite a journey. And one of the things that I usually say is that we will always have different journeys along our way. And there will be a lot of factors that will always may affect that our journey. But as long as we take responsibility and we take that aspect of being intentional and understanding that although other people may have advantage over us, and maybe we may be disadvantaged in one area or the other, then that should give us the understanding that we need to put in more in order to get to where we want to be. Of course, in this journey, you will not go alone. In this journey, you need people, you need mentors, you need people that can support you, you need people that will help propel you to really where you want to go. So, in your aspirations, do not feel alone. Do not feel like I've been in this position for this long period of time, I did not have support. When you reach out, when you connect with the right people, they'll be willing to help you. So positioning ourselves in our career is not in isolation, but in also helping us to be able to propel higher. But of course, as I conclude, the aspect of professional development is very quite important. If you're part of this training and you do not have any professional training, I think it's one of the other that you can be able to make yourself of value and propel your career for growth. So thank you so much to Saka team for the invitation. I look forward to connecting with many of the members. I have a running mentorship program where I help professionals like you in different areas. So I would be really very interested to connect with a number of you. And like I said, I'm very active on LinkedIn. Look out for me on LinkedIn, and you can also just send me a WhatsApp. I already gave my WhatsApp number, which I put to the chat box, which is 256 78 360 2218. And in case you'd like me to speak to any other community, any other people, this is my purpose, and this is what I'm very passionate about. So thank you so much for listening, and it's been a pleasure to speak to this community. May God bless you. Bye.
Okay, thank you, Samuel, once again for the insightful presentation. And I believe your expertise and guidance has provided us with valuable insights and strategies to navigate and excel in our career journeys. Thank you for the passion for empowering ISACA members to achieve their professional goals. As we move on, thank you very much once again. Thank you, John, our CPD coordinator, for the good work. Thank you, Doreen, for the moderating this session once again. At this point, allow me to invite our very own Vice President to give us the closing remarks. Mr. Morris Tarema, please take us away.
Thank you very much, Board Secretary Rita. Please confirm if I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible, VP.
Okay, I was about to try and see whether, but I think the lighting in the room where I am might not be the best, but at least you've seen that I'm not some piece of AI. Okay.
We can see you, VP.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Coach Samuel, for sparing this very precious time to guide us on our way to achieving our fulfillment, our goals, our dreams, and growth in our careers. It's been very instrumental, and I like the way you really made it clear that we are in the driver's seat, but as much as we're in the driver's seat, there are passengers, there are co-drivers, there are traffic police on the road, there's the condition of the road itself. In a sense, put into perspective the reality that we actually live with. I'd like to also thank you, Doreen, for a very good moderation this evening, and all our members. Thank you so very much, because these webinars are made for you, and it is part of our value proposition back to you, so that we are able to find a mutually beneficial relationship. We appreciate our coordinator, John, for organizing these events diligently, and the chapter secretariat, which works behind the scenes to ensure that everything is running very smoothly. Dear members of ISACA, I would like to reiterate our communication on the AGM, which is on the 26th of April. Please make sure that you make time to attend. It is a physical event, so you need to be there in person. And also, please do register for our upcoming CP event on the 25th, as well as the CISA and CISM classes, because like Coach Samuel was saying, if you go to look for some of those technical skills or certifications that are required for the next job that you want, you will find that CISA and CISM are actually in there. So picking from our guest speaker of today, that is actually part of what we need to get to the next level. So make sure you register for the classes, and also attend and be able to achieve your professional goals. I want to end by once again inviting you to save the date and attend our 13th East Africa Information Security Conference from the 18th to the 20th of September this year. Make time and register, and make sure that you are able to fulfill those goals for networking I see there is still a number of questions. In brief, CISA is a certification for information systems audit, certified information systems auditor, and CISM is certification for information security manager. That is certified information security manager. I hope I have been able to address some of those. I bring you greetings from our president, Bernard Wanyama, who is attending the ISACA Kenya annual conference in Mombasa at the time and has requested me to deliver these closing remarks to you on his behalf. Thank you very much, and may you have a very productive weekend and week ahead. Thank you very much, and back to you, John.
Yes, thank you very much, VP, Mr. Morris. We're grateful that you've been part of this call. Members, kindly allow me to say it's been a great evening. And please, let's register for the upcoming webinar. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and thanks for joining in. Bye-bye. Look forward to connecting.
Hey, hey, yeah. Listen close as I tell you all the tale. How Asaka got your boy ready to prevail. I always had a feeling that my future was bright. Wasn't clear for careers, what would I do? Had a good eye for tech since a foot high. Challenges are a must, that's how my brain works. Almost tiny till I try better frameworks. What new career will I choose to make a difference? Cybercrime, risk, and audit amongst my interests. Pen testing, beyond me, it ain't a question. I need to find a mentor, distributing a lesson, or even reinforce what I already knew. Change my life for the better, they can do it for you. From system to Seagate and IT's D-Light, now my future's got the green light. ISACA, pursuing digital trust. ISACA, where progression's a must. ISACA, realize my purpose and promise. And if I can be honest, a new era's upon us. ISACA, pursuing digital trust. ISACA, where progression's a must. ISACA, realize my purpose and promise. And if I can be honest, a new era's upon us. Scissor, gain the knowledge, use the order control. Monitor the data flow, then assess what's known. Take that info and use it to improve and hone. Only the first cert, but I'm feeling right in the zone. Next up looks like C-Risk. I really want to see this. Train so I can see risk in enterprise arenas where others can't see it. Don't focus on the surface, but what's beneath it. Reaching the next certain sequence. SISM an acronym and mechanism for a managerial application to synergist.
Thank you very
Program
much.
development, governance, skills hiring companies covered.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Other members have gone off. Yeah, I think we can end the webinar.